What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and I'm reviewing Metroid Other M for the Nintendo Wii, and it was developed by Team Ninja. Now, when this particular game was first announced, a lot of Metroid fans were thinking that that Samus was going to be sexualized like the women in the Dead or Alive series and Ninja Gaiden series that particular game is released on the Xbox. Now, when the trailer hit, of course, Samus wasn't sexualized at all, to the relief of the Metroid fans. And the game, the plot of it is pretty much Samus and the GF troops investigator deserted the space station, and the cutscene begin with baby Metroid giving Samus the hyper beam, and Mother Brain kills it, pointing to the fact that Metroid Other M is following the events of Super Metroid, and once the cutscene ends, you're pretty much in a Galactic Federation training facility where it's pretty much a tutorial of to making sure that you're familiar with the controls of the game. And one thing about Metroid Other M is you still have all your items that you collected from Super Metroid. And once you're pretty much done with the tutorials, Samus will go and receive the mission about the deserted space station, and she goes with the GF troops to see what's going on. And Metroid Other M is it's pretty much a third-person perspective. You play in that particular point of view, and it has a first-person view where you have to unlock some solve some puzzles pretty much, and you can't move. And one thing about the items that you do have is that you can't use them unless Adam Malkovich, which is Samus's former CEO, it's kind of like you can't use the item unless Samus's former CEO Adam Malkovich authorizes her to do so. Well, I'll get in that later. But you will fight different creatures and everything, and different bosses. So the majority of them the majority of the creatures and bosses are new to the series and everything. But the only three that came from the other Metroid games are Nightmare, Ridley, and Phantoon. And Phantoon pretty much is the final boss of this particular game. To be truthful, I'm kind of surprised that Team Ninja went with Phantoon. I would have thought that Ridley would have been the final boss of this particular game, but it is what it is, And Metroid Other M is most likely the most story-driven and linear game out the whole Metroid series, I mean, it's not the biggest complaint that I have with the game, which I'll get into, but it is Metroid is known for its non-linearity and stuff, and not known for being story-driven either, So the graphics and gameplay for Metroid Other M are pretty good, and it's pretty consistent in my view with the Metroid series as a whole, And as far as the controls, I would say honestly, I wish Team Ninja would have included the nunchuck with the control, like like Retro Studio did with Metroid Prime 3 and Metroid Prime Trilogy. It would have been a nice touch in my opinion. And the soundtrack, I would say that is pretty much the best part of the game in my opinion. And it's probably like the best part of the game itself. I would say the best part of the soundtrack I should say is the boss battles, and the boss battles in Metroid Other M are as exciting as you can get when you compare it to the other boss battles in the Metroid universe. Now, I have to say that there are flaws with Metroid Other M, and the flaws mainly have to do with the fact that the script isn't good. The voice acting for Samus is pretty much like monotone, boring, and uninspired. Her personality is not consistent with the rest of the Metroid games, and the fact that another thing about it, which I don't get, is the fact that Adam Malkovich have to the fact that Samus had to get authorization from Adam Malkovich to use her items, which that part really don't make no sense to me, to be truthful. It should have been like more like she should have like, I need to use this particular item based on a specific situation in the game. Then she like activate it and use it, not get authorization from Adam Malkovich. I think they went that route because she has respect for Adam Malkovich. But other than that, it just doesn't make no sense for them to include that. And another thing that really didn't make any sense is the fact that Samus was traumatized when she saw Ridley. Now, to explain this in the game, you're gonna see Ridley on 3 different occasions. And it's kind of like the first 2 times, Ridley like pretty much looked like a Pokemon. To be truthful, it's like the first time it looked like one of those flower type, grass type Pokemon in the first form. In the second form, he looks like Charmeleon. Then in the third form is where she get traumatized when he like fully formed. And like the main problem with her being traumatized in Metroid Other M is that she fought and defeated him in Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 3, and Super Metroid, which are based on the timeline of the series. Now, this could have worked in a prequel, but Metroid Other M is not a prequel, so that part should not have been included in the game, in my opinion. Now, as far as the score is concerned, I would definitely give it a 7 because of the flaws. And now there have been some gamers that reviewed Metroid Other M that said that it sucked. But the question is that really the case? Technically speaking, no. Metroid Other M don't suck because the good parts of Metroid Other M are not overshadowed by the flaws that exist. It's one of those games where the flaws just really don't make sense in otherwise a pretty solid game. Now, with that being said, if you want to talk about the flaws that exist in Metroid Other M, or if it's a game that you like, you can mention them in the comment section. If you like this video, you can thumbs it up, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.